Namaste. Who am I? The question that ponders in all. Seeker follows this call. Where is the answer? Is it in the ashram hall? Is it in the books of the stall? Is it in the mountains that is far? Is it in the Guru shining as a star? Take a deep breath and dwell. All is always well. Let go of the past. Disregard the future. Present is the present. Be aware of the now moment. Vedanta bell is ringing around the corner as an invitation to the silence inner. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Join me in this journey of divine madness. Let the plurality be dismissed, absolute oneness be understood. Presenting to you through Atmananda Lahari podcast, Adi Shakti Varalakshmi Niranjan. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Mavit Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. We are looking at Atharvaśīrṣa Upanishad. In the previous episode, we were doing at Tvam Pratyaksham Brahmasi, Tvam Jnanamayo Vijnanamayosi. That's where we kind of stopped. When we talk about Tvam Pratyaksham Brahmasi, we are looking at the Brahman, looking at the Ishvara everywhere, just in front of me. Pratyaksham, you are right in front of me. For example, when you look at the sun, rising sun, when you look at it and you see Ishvara right in front of you. When you see a blooming flower, you see Ishvara right in front of you. So that is Pratyaksham Brahmasi. And then we also said, Tvam Jnanamayo Vijnanamayosi. Jnanamayam is knowing everything. Sarvajna. Ishvara knows everything. So that is why it is all-knowing. Then Vijnanamayosi, that is Sarvavit, knowing everything in particular, like deep knowledge, not just superficially knowing, all knowing, deep in particular. Even when the scientist is answering, at some point he or she will say, I don't know, but that will not be the case with Ishvara. Knows everything to the extent in particular deep knowledge. So that is how we finish. That's where we finished in the last episode. So now we will start with the next verse. Sarvam jagadidam tvatto jayate, sarvam jagadidam tvattastishtati, sarvam jagadidam tvailayam eshyati, sarvam jagadidam tvai pratyeti. Here we are talking about jagat. Sarvam jagat idam. So, idam jagat, I am externalizing the jagat, I am seeing the jagat, what I objectify, sarvam, all of the jagat that I am objectifying. What is happening in jagat? Jayate, tishtate, layameshyate. Meaning there is creation, and then tishtati means sustaining, and then layameshyati means resolution. So we talk about Brahma, who is like the creator, and then we also say in the Saguna Ishvara, we say Vishnu is the sustainer, and then Rudra is the one who resolves everything, right? The destroyer. But here we are talking Brahman or Ganapati, the Ishvara, everything is one and the same. The one who is the creator, and the one who is the sustainer, and the one who resolves everything. And then Sarvam Jagadidam Tvai Pratyeti. And then this elaborates that Bhagavan as it pertains to the manifest world. This whole universe is not different from you, and everything came from you. Here, we also have to take, in Advaita, we have to understand when we talk about Brahman, the Brahman is not just the Ishvara, it is you. That Satchid Ananda within you is Ishvara. So you are the creator, you are the sustainer, you are the one who resolves your Jagat. The Jagat that you are creating. So it can be nice and calm and quiet and peaceful in harmony, or it can be always, there can be fight and anxiety and sadness. You are the creator of your own Jagat. You are the sustainer of your own Jagat. And when the night comes, you said, enough with the world, and you go back to sleep, you put off the mind, you resolve everything. So basically, every day there is pralayam, every day there is creation. Brahman is the seed, and Maya Shakti is the water that sprouts the seed, and then now the Jagat comes out. Sat is the insentient, and Chit is the sentient one, and Ananda, Ananta is the limitless. When we say Sat, that is the existence, that is the ultimate existence, that is Sat. It's insentient. But then you add the Chit to it, which is the knowingness, which is the sentience. And then Ananta. The Sat is not like it's there today and it's not there tomorrow. You cannot say that. It was there yesterday, it is here today, and it will be there tomorrow. So it is Ananta, it is limitless. And if you want to call it dynamically, because we cannot understand what is limitless, dynamic form of Sat and Chit is the love, overflowing love. That Sat Chit Ananda, which is there in you, which is there in all the living organisms, which is there in all the insentient things of the world, also the Jagat, that is what we are saying here as Brahman, who is the creator, sustainer, and the resolution and power. Jagat is created according to the karmas of the jiva, right? And then we know when we talk about Jagat, Oshadibhyo Annam, Annat Bhutani. Like in Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, 14th verse, it comes, Annat Bhavanti Bhutani, Parjanyat Anna Sambhavah, Yajñat Bhavati Parjanyah, Yajña Karma Samudbhavah. The living beings are all born out of what? Annat Bhavanti, food. The food, where is the food is coming from? The crops. Where are the crops coming from? Rain. And then rain, where is the rain coming from? Yajna, or you can also say the punya, they say when there is a good person, Nallar Uruvar Ularel, they say in Tamil, there is one good person, then there will be rain in that town. So the punyas, the karmas of the jivas bring forth the rain. Yajna is born out of action, because the punya papa is through the action. So basically you are the one who is creating the world. You are the one who is sustaining the world. And you are the one who is causing the resolution of the world. So the manifest universe is not different from Ishvara, from Brahman. So the manifest dream, you can think about it, which is not different from oneself. You are asleep and then there is a dream that comes out of it. You may be in America and suddenly in the dream you go to India. And then you see your friends, you see your family. Where are those people coming from? They are not outside of you, they are all within you. So the same way the Jagat is coming from Ishvara, it is the manifest Jagat is not different from Ishvara. And then the intelligence, the cosmic intelligence that is there in all living forms, the Chit, we talked about this in the previous episodes, how the flower knows when to bloom, how the little ant knows where to go for food. That Chit is also coming not from anywhere else but from the Brahman. So everything is Bhagavan. So now the Upanishad goes to Tvam bhumi rapo analo anilo nabah Tvam chatvari vakpadani. So you are the bhumi, which is the earth, and then you are the apaha, which is the water, and then you are the anilaha, which is the fire, and then anilo nilo. So there is vayu as well as the fire is mentioned here. And then you are the Akasha. So all 5 elements are mentioned here, which is again not different from Brahman. So all the 5 elements kind of have their origin in Ishvara, aka Brahman. Here we have to understand, when I say the term Ishvara, it is not the Saguna Ishvara we are referring to. We are referring to the Nirguna Brahman. So I may use the term Bhagavan, Ishvara, Brahman, everything is the same. The one and only Brahman, the non-dual, that is what we are referring to. Because our conditioning we have, when we say Ishvara, we may think of Sarveshvara, some people may think of Shiva, some people may think of Vishnu, some people may think of Shakti, but we have to understand all of them are Saguna forms, but the one that is behind all these Saguna is the Nirguna Brahman. Now the Upanishad is taking a slight twist. It's talking about the speech. Tvam chatvari vakpadani. So there are 4 types or 4-fold speech, and you are all 4 of them. That is what it is saying. So first we have to understand what are these 4-fold speech. We know about the one that is the speech that comes out of the mouth. That we know, that is the one form, but there is 3 more underlying. So there are 3 hidden components if you look at it. So the origin comes from the Mooladhara chakra, which is like way down at the root, at the base of the spine, which is the energy center. There's not actually a physical location. You have to understand these are all sukshma. And the latent speech is located there. And that is called para. And then the same energy now can travel up the spine, up that, the chakra now comes to the navel, where there is the Manipura chakra, which is where the seat of the ahankara and the mind. And that is the second stage. And that there it is referred as Pashyanti. We talked about para, and then now it is the Pashyanti. When it is the ahankara or mind, we have to understand the nature of the mind is sankalpa vikalpa. It kind of vacillate. So the speech here is subtle. You kind of have it in the mind, but you haven't uttered it. It hasn't come out yet. It is just hidden. And now from the Manipura, imagine the speech is now traveling up. So from the mind, it goes to the buddhi. So now buddhi has to say, oh yeah, it is okay to, utter these words. Or the buddhi will say, no, chup, don't say it, you will be in trouble. So that's what the buddhi will say. So there is definite thinking there. Okay, you can say, or you may say, you cannot say. It is not vacillating. Oh, maybe I will say. It doesn't say that. That is the buddhi's quality. That is nischayatmika. This is true for anything, not just for the speech. The thoughts, the actions, the mind is always vacillating. Can I do this? Can I not do this? And then buddhi is the one that says, yes, I will do this. Or it will say, no, I will not do this. That is the buddhi's nature. Here the speech is referred to madhyama. So initially it was para, and then it is pashyanti, and now it is madhyama, which is actually from the Manipura, it has now come to the heart chakra. So from the heart chakra, now it has to go to the throat one, which is the Vishuddhi chakra, where it takes the dynamic form and it kind of comes out, and that is called Vyakari. So, or Vak, you can also say. So now when they say, speak from your heart or speak from your stomach, it also they say in singing usually, the sound has to come from the Nabik Kamalam, then the pitch will be correct. So that's what this is, the Vak Padani. But the truth is, all these four forms, nothing, nobody different than you. So Ganesha, Ganapati is referred as Vagisa. So he is the Lord of the speech, and he gives the gift of oration. We know some people are very good in talking the same matter, but they can say with a lot of animation, lot of adulation, and they are very good. They can actually kind of attract you with their speech. But then there are other people who are very monotonous and kind of boring. The content may be the same, but some people have the ability to speak versus the others don't. So all these things, all these vacillation, all these changes, it all appears outside the world, but it is all you. The micro and macrocosm, everything is Ishvara. So that's where we stop here. And then the next stanza is talking about Gunatrayatita. Tvam Gunatrayatitaha, Tvam Avastatrayatitaha, Tvam Dehatrayatitaha, Tvam Kalatrayatitaha. So all you can see here is Traya, 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 which means three. There are three gunas, and all the three gunas are you. The Sattva guna, the Rajo guna, and the Tamo guna. All these are the primary colors drawn by the Maya. Maya uses these colors to make this tapestry, this beautiful painting, which is called the Jagat. And all these three gunas are nothing but you. So I identify myself with everything finite, but then lose the sight of the infinite. You have to understand the gunas are all Maya. Gunas only affect the mind, but they don't affect the eye. So that's why you have to be Gunatraya. And here we are talking about the Brahman, and we have to understand you or I is Gunatraya. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, when Lord Krishna says, Nirdvandvo Bhava, you kind of transcend all three gunas. How to do that? You have to first transcend from Tamo guna to Rajo guna, and then you have to go from Rajo guna to Sattva guna, and using the Sattva guna as the pole, you have to jump. Until you are ready to jump, you can hold on to Sattva guna, because Sattva guna will not hurt you. But ultimately, you have to transcend that also. Gunatrayatitaha. Then here, Tvam Avastatrayatitaha. What are the three avastas? The three states. Waking state, sleeping state, and dreaming state. But we know the Turiya, the fourth state, transcend all three, and that is the Atma, that is the Brahman, that is you. And here we are referring as a prayer, so that is Lord Ganesha or Ishvara. When you can either say Om Namah Shivaya, or you can say Shivoham. You can either look at it as a prayer and say this is all Ganesha, or you can also transcend and say I, the true Atma, is Avastatrayatitaha. Then Dehatrayatitaha. We have the three Dehas. What are they? Stula Deha, physical body. Sukshma Deha, the subtle body, which has all the pranas. And then we have the causal body, which is the cause for the birth, which is the self-ignorance. And here what we are saying, you are Dehatraya Atitaha. You transcend all the three bodies. And then Kalatrayatitaha. Beyond the components of time, the past, present, and future, you transcend all three. You are timeless, you are spaceless, because you are the Satchidananda. We can go a little bit deeper here in the next episode. We talk a little bit about the Gunatraya, Avastatraya, and Dehatraya, because it is a loaded verse. So instead of just superficially covering, I can cover this a little bit detail in the next episode, and then we'll move to the next section of the Upanishad. We'll stop here. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः।